In this video, I'm going to help you prepare your Azumarill from the time you catch it all the way up until the Charizard 7-star raid that we're going to be facing from the 1st of December to the 3rd of December. So you're going to find an Azumarill one right over here. It's going to be a nice high level 55. It is going to be a Tera one that is in the world, in the overworld, and you just have to go engage with it, destroy it. You can use a strong move. It will drop its thing to raid health, and then you can catch it. Very easy catch. Check the summary. Now, what we're looking for here is Azumarill with a fairy type terrestrialization type, which is exactly what we got here. We're going to go ahead and remove some of these moves over here. We only want Play Rough. Play Rough is going to be its main fairy move to use against Charizard. We're also going to throw on here Aqua Tail so that we have a good water type move, which should, deal physical water type damage should Charizard drop his shield for a bit. The next move we need is one from Hariyama, which is Belly Drum. Now, you put the move on Hariyama, you make sure he only has Belly Drum, and on your Azumarill with an open move spot, you're going to make Azumarill hold an item called the Mirror Herb. Now, this is going to basically pass on Belly Drum to Azumarill into Azumarill's move pool, right? All you have to do is start a picnic. They're just gonna, just kind of swap the moves. This is how egg moves work. It's that simple. You literally just do that. Eggs at the picnic. You don't even have to wait that long, and you can check the summary. And now Azumarill will have Play Rough, Aqua Tail, Helping Hand, and Belly Drum. Now, the Helping Hand one and the Aqua Tail, you can change as you find necessary for the raid. We don't exactly know what Charizard's going to be made of, so we have to be very careful. I'm going to quickly level up this Azumarill to level 100. I don't recommend taking on Charizard 7-star raid without a Pokemon that is level 100. Guys, it's going to be very, very hard. Don't hold yourself back by being underleveled. The next thing I want to talk about is ability capsules. Now, if Azumarill doesn't have its ability Huge Power, you might have to use an ability capsule to change it. We also need the Adamant Nature. So use an Adamant Mint that boosts its attack and makes its special attack lower. We're not going to use special attack moves. We're going to use ones that benefit its attack stat. So you got to make sure it has Huge Powers ability and it has the Adamant Nature. Those are the first two things we're going to get off this list here. The next objective we're going to do is IV Train, or Hyper Train, actually, the IVs of the Azumarill. So we're going to go over to the Ghost type gym here at Montevera. Dude, I can't say this word ever. So behind the Pokestop over here, the Poke Center, there's a dude here with Abominable Snow. You speak to him with the Hyper Training, use bottle caps, and you can race this. Now, you should already know this. If you're planning on taking on a Charizard, you should have already done this a few times, because you would have to have defeated several 6-star raids and whatnot just to be able to get to this point. Okay, so we're going to EV train now, and the way you do that is by looking for outbreaks around the world. I just find it helps me to look for outbreaks, and then you use the Pokemon database linked in the description down below to find the exact one that you need, right? So there's no outbreaks here that I need, so I'm going to basically minimize the game, go into my dates and time settings, make sure it's not synchronized. I'm going to set it to 23 hours and 59 minutes, so that basically in a minute's time, it's going to go over to a new day, and the outbreaks and everything are going to swap over. Just like this. There we go. So Pokemon from the outbreak have dispersed and new ones are occurring. So that means around the world there are new outbreaks that we can look for, and we're going to basically type them into Pokemon database like this Forever Room here, which gains 2 attack EVs every time you destroy one or beat one, which is great. Now, for EV training, we need to put on one of the power items on the Azumarill, and because this one is an attack type, and we are boosting its attack EVs, we're going to give it the Power Bracer, which is going to give us extra 8 attack EVs to the pool. So we're going to get 2 from the River Room and then an extra 8. So that's 10. We need 252. So that means we need to just defeat 26 River Rooms. So let's go ahead and just quickly spam, kill, destroy, faint, knockout, whatever you call it in Pokemon, really. I like to think I'm killing the Pokemon for some reason. It just makes me more relaxed. So we've done 26. You can check your stats here. You press the L bumper to see this here, and you see those little sparkles around the attack. That means it has been EV trained. It is at its maximum 252 EVs into attack. Now we want to do HP. I want it to have a lot of health, because the biggest weakness with Azumarill is going to be its health. It's going to be a little bit like, able to die a lot easier. So if Charizard hits it quite hard, it might die. So I want to try keep it alive as much as I can, and I'm going to EV train its health with a power weight item, and we're going to reset the ethers on my Dracopult here, which is already EV trained. Like all the ones in my party are EV trained, so they don't really take effect from these battles here. Okay, so the power weight is going to increase the EVs we gain for HP by 8. So we're going to get 8 HP EVs and 2 attack EVs. The attack ones aren't going to work or do anything because we already have full attack. So we have to defeat 32 Reverums to get HP up to maximum. So you can see the stars there. So it's 32 beats on Reverum, or you can find an HP yielding Pokemon for EVs, and we just do it like that. So those are the EV train stats. Everything is perfect. You can see the moves we're using. Play rough is our strategy. We're going to start off with Belly Drum. Then we're going to use Play Rough, and you're basically just going to spam those two. Aqua Tail if you need it, Draining Kiss if you need it. You can also replace it with something else. Draining Kiss is maybe there just to gain some health back while attacking. Now, since there are 6 EVs left over, we can just use Swift Feather to raise the speed EVs by 6. So it's not much, but you know, it's honest work. This is also the same screen where you get the ability capsule to swap your abilities if you need huge power, which is the one we need to use. Okay, cool. So now we're going to go equip our Pokemon with an item. We're going to go to Delibird Presence, which is by the school. You can always zoom in at the school, look for Delibird Presence. You should already know about battle items and everything. And we can either give this one a Focus Sash or Focus Band so that it doesn't get knocked out. It stays with 1 HP. Or you can go with something like Leftover so that it heals over time. Or you can use Clear Amulet, which basically prevents its stats from being lowered by moves used against it or by other Pokemon's abilities. Since we are using Belly Drum, which I'm going to demonstrate here on a Dragon-type 6-star raid, because Charizard is going to be a 7-star Dragon Tera type. So this is kind of mimicking that as much as we can. We're going to start every match off with Belly Drum, which is a stat-raising one. It's going to raise your attack by 6 stages. It's insane, but it does half your HP. So your HP is going to be half of what it was, which means you're very likely to take a lot of damage. So if you get hit really hard, you might die, and I think that is a huge weakness with Azumarill. However, when you use Play Rough immediately afterwards, and it's super effective against the Dragon Tera type, you're going to be dealing a lot of damage. So if you have a whole group of players all doing this, it's probably going to make it easier. You just have to make sure you bring down the Charizard before it brings you down, because I did notice when I did test Azumarill against other kind of Pokemon in Terra raids, Azumarill dies a lot. It dies, unfortunately, a lot more than you'd like it to. But like I said, you just have to focus on getting Belly Drum up and then using Play Rough over and over until you can terrestrialize your Pokemon into its Fairy type so that you can use those Fairy type terrestrialization moves against the Charizard. This will also help break the shield of Charizard so that you can, get through a lot quicker. It's going to make you do a whole lot more damage. You just have to be careful though, because if you do die while you're terrestrialized, you don't get to terrestrialize again. It's over. So make sure your HP is high enough so that you can at least dish out 1 or 2 attacks before dying while you are terrestrialized, because dying with your Tera type or your terrestrialization means it's gone. It's gone. So I have to now use Aqua Tail to try finish the job. Overall, we'll only know how Charizard is by, well, tomorrow from when this video is posted, and we can change our strategy accordingly if needed. I am working on a defensive support Pokemon that can help you in these raids as well, which you can wait up for the video just after this one. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching.